Bad boy, I mixed coffee and took a sip. Rosa should be examining the apparatus already. Let me go to her and show her how they work. I gently climbed the stairs while drinking from my coffee cup. I opened the door to the gym and walked in. Me Rosa, my heart skipped a beat as I saw her laying motionless on the floor. I ran to her and squatted immediately. Me Rosa, I shook her and sighed. I took the paper from her hand and carried her up, then went downstairs to her room. I gently laid her on the bed and opened all the windows. Fresh and sweet air blew in and the curtains began to dance about. I looked at her peaceful face and laughed. Me, why did you faint? Were you stressed up because of the flight? I sighed and raised a brow when an evil thought came into my mind. I smirked and climbed the bed. Rosa, I opened my eyes slowly and the first thing I saw was a piece of white smooth skin. My eyes moved down a little and I saw a round, somewhat pink raised skin. It looked like a nipple. My eyes widened and I saw myself in Bad Boy's arms. I wasn't wearing the dress which I wore earlier, I was wearing a black innerwear, but Bad Boy wasn't even wearing any shirt. A blanket covered our waist down. Wait. What am I doing here, in bed with Bad Boy? I screamed as I jerked up. Bad Boy opened his eyes. Bad Boy, hey. Why are you screaming, baby? Did you have a nightmare? Come here, it's gonna be fine. He pulled my hand and tried to hug me. I jerked away. Me, what am I doing here? Bad Boy, what do you mean? I looked around and saw our clothes on the floor. My eyes widened. Bad Boy, are you trying to say it wasn't fun? Or you're just teasing me? Me, what happened? He furrowed his eyebrows and sat up. Bad Boy, maybe you just want me to tell you. Well, we had sex. I began to hit him all over me. You idiot. How dare you? You drugged me. He began to laugh hysterically. He got out of bed and he was wearing his trousers from earlier. He walked to the front of the bed and removed a camera from a stand. What? He was videoing. Me, let me see that. He handed it to me. Bad Boy, I'm going downstairs. You can come when you're ready. He left and I looked into the camera. First, I was on the bed alone. Then Bad Boy walked to me and removed my dress gently. I gasped and covered my mouth. Anger was boiling inside of me. He laid me down and arranged my hair from my face. He moved away from the camera's view and I couldn't see him for a while. Then he came back shirtless and carrying some clothes which he threw on the floor randomly. He faced the camera and said, "She's gonna be so terrified." He smirked and climbed into the bed, then cuddled me up and he closed his eyes. I think he fell asleep and the camera kept recording and it was going to play for the 30 minutes. I fast-forwarded it to where I woke up. Me, so he pulled a prank on me. That's why he was laughing so hard. I twitched my lips and dropped the camera. I got out of bed, opened my luggage and brought out a blue top. I wore it on top of my shorts and headed out. Bad Boy, I poured out orange juice into a glass of ice. I took the glass and turned it so the ice could dissolve faster. I sat on the kitchen stool and rested my elbows on the breakfast bar while drinking slowly. I'm becoming less addicted to alcohol now. It's either coffee or orange juice. Rosa strolled in weakly. I chuckled when I saw the look on her face. Me, how was the video? Rosa, you idiot. You tricked me. I chuckled and took another gulp. She stood beside me and collected the glass and began to drink. Me, why did you faint? Rosa, because I was terrified. Me, of what? She turned and sat on the bar. Rosa, the training and all those activities are just too much for me. I can't cope. Me, don't worry. I'll take it easy on you. I stood up and brought my face close to hers. Rosa, what? I smirked and looked at her eyes. I made sure our eyes were locked before slowly lowering my eyes to her lips. By that move, she'll know that I'm going to kiss her. I moved my hands and held her waist, then moved my face to her neck. Rosa, Bad Boy, what are you doing? Me, Bad Boy isn't my real name, do you know that? Rosa, of course I know. Me, do you want to know my real name? She didn't answer. I guess I'm having a great effect on her. Rosa, gosh, please move away. She pushed me but I didn't budge. Instead, I moved my face to her lips and kissed her softly. Me, my real name is Char Barbo. She awkwardly stared at my face then burst into laughter. Well, I was expecting that. No one knows my real name because it's so ridiculous. Rosa, what kind of name is that? She laughed again. Me, Char Barbo. She laughed and rested her head on my chest. I found myself laughing too. Me, that name doesn't fit me right, Rosa, at all. It's like a name for ugly and fat kids. Me and I was the opposite of ugly and fat as a kid. I don't know why my dad gave me that name. Rosa Barbeau, who exactly is your dad? I've heard so many rumors about who your dad is and where he lives, but I don't know which is true. I frowned. Me, I'm not going to answer your question, firstly because you called me Barbeau. You should have just added D to the bar and Y to the bow. That would make bad boy. Secondly, because my dad's identity is a secret and I'm not ready to reveal it yet. She pouted her lips. Rosa, okay. I moved away from her to the fridge to get another orange juice. Rosa Barbeau, give me some juice. I turned and faced her with dark eyes. She gasped and jumped down the breakfast bar. She began to run out of the kitchen. I followed her, though she was way ahead of me. I was determined to overtake her, so I gathered more momentum, stepped on a stool, thrusted myself up and jumped over the cushion. I flipped and boom, I was standing right in front of her. She screamed and turned to run the opposite direction. I used my right leg to kick her right leg and she almost fell down, but I cut her midway to the floor. Rosa, how did you do that? Me, part of what I'll be teaching you, baby. I pulled her up and turned my back. Me, come on, piggyback ride. She giggled and hoped on me. I held her firmly and walked outside. Rosa, me, this is my first time doing this. Bad boy, what? Piggyback ride? Me, yes. And it feels so good. He lowered me down underneath a tree. I sat on the bench surrounding the tree and he sat beside me and held my hand. Bad boy, are you hungry? Me, not really, but what time is it? Bad boy, it's almost noon. I looked up at the trees. Me, I love this environment. He looked up too. Bad boy, China's more beautiful during spring. Me, can we come here then? Bad boy, yes. Maybe during our honeymoon. I rolled my eyes. Me, dreams. Bad boy, come true. Me, hey. He laughed and stood up. Bad boy, let's go make lunch together. I want to show you my cooking skills. I stood up. Me, I bet I can cook better than you. His hand encircled my waist. Bad boy, we'll see about that in the kitchen. Bad boy, I dropped the phone and faced Rosa. Me, Mr. Yu will be here on Monday. He'll be the one to teach you kung fu and someone else is going to teach you karate tomorrow. Rosa, then what are you going to teach me? I brought out my gun and threw it up, then caught it and pointed it to her forehead. Me, guns, cars, tricks, skills, and all the likes. She shifted the gun from her forehead and stood up. Me, you see, you're already getting guts. That's my girl. I pecked her cheek. Rosa, let's go already. Me, let me grab my keys. I moved to the center table and took my car keys. Me, let's go. She tucked her arm under mine and we strolled out of the house into the car. We're going cruising. It's evening already and we want to go have some fun. We entered the car and we wore our sunglasses, then took off. Ron, me, so bad boy is nowhere to be found. Kick, yes, he seems to have left with his girl. Me, that's strange. Kick, what are we going to do? Me, let's forget about them. I stood up. Me, we'll let them be. I walked outside and entered my car. I don't want to disturb bad boy yet, I have other plans for him. Rosa, China is so fun. And I so love Chinese food. I love their culture and I wish I could understand what they were saying. Only bad boy understands Chinese but he can't read it. I was so sad when he said we should get going. I didn't want to leave the lively environment. We drove into our home and got out. Bad boy pulled me back when I wanted to go inside. Bad boy, not yet. He sat me on the car and held my hands. Bad boy, are you tired? Me, a little. He sighed. Bad boy, tomorrow's a big day. You have to wake up early and get on with morning exercises. Me, I closed my eyes. Bad boy, lazy girl, I chuckled. Bad boy, don't worry, I'll be there to help you. Your sweetheart is here. I frowned. Me, you're not my sweetheart. I climbed down from the car. Bad boy, I'm not. Really? He held my hand and gave me cute puppy eyes. Me, not the eyes. Please, he chuckled and hugged me tight, to the extent that I couldn't breathe. Bad boy, I'm your sweetheart. Yes or no? Me, you're my sweetheart. He released me. Bad boy, Rosa, do you know what rank you have in my life? I looked up at him. He lifted his hand and showed me his index finger. I swallowed. Bad boy, you're my number one. No one, not my men, not my cars, not my connections, but you. You mean everything to me because you gave my life a meaning. Before, whenever I leave the house, I would only come back to change or to take something important. But when you came into my life, you gave me a reason to come home. And not only to come home, but to come home early. Because I know someone would be waiting for me. Rosa, you made me feel what it feels like to be a normal human. And I'm glad I love you. My tears failed me as I listened to every word he uttered. Has anyone ever said this to me? Has anyone ever appreciated my existence? But a total stranger accepted me and took me into his home. Made me know what it feels like to sleep in a king-sized bed for the first time in my life. Made me taste luxury and cared about my existence. Rescued me a number of times against all odds. This is the last thing on earth I expected to happen to me. My silent tears turned into sobs and my sobs turned into loud cries. He pulled me closer and hugged me. I cried emotionally and tugged onto his chest. He patted my hair and I covered my face with his chest. ...